that was expensive. You know the grandma Newsham That's why it's fell off.
Yes, it watch. Close to the big one, so
Is it? Oh, so we got a big
The first time I ever ate anything, I was almost small. I only had 2 toes. Every year, my grandfather would cut me a new one from the rose tree with his secateurs. He cut a rosebud that he would then delicately sew onto me for hours. I must say, I was happier having him look after me than I was about growing up. When, finally, my feet were close to completion, I was able to begin some movements. And when I saw myself in the mirror, I discovered a beautiful grandmother without any scaffolding. Sparkling with hope, my hair blown back by the big ventilators that the giant elephants.
I buzz mold clouds. I wrote paperwork Chicago. A big round displays blues.
Used to move the clouds into the Chicago factories, where they would be transformed into flattened slices of the blues. I was so proud and beautiful, like bunches of balloons sold at fun fairs that could lift a hippopotamus into the sky. One day, we made a catapult from my grandfather's braces. Of course, we enjoyed knocking off the planets that hung suspended in the universe. It created meteors that were propelled at the speed of 4 million light years per hour, which then exploded billions of intergalactic rocks. Lights and colors that we had never seen before flashed all over the place. It has to be said that these pranks were completely forbidden. We had been told, don't you mess with the equilibrium. My girlfriends and I couldn't have cared less about equilibrium. Especially considering they hadn't sewn all our toes on yet. And we had to sit on our asses on cliffs all day, in front of all eternity. Anyway, we had a map of the sky that we had pinched from my grandfather's pockets.
Scribe, zo Jésus.
We could read that for sure.
Uit, per goed gekos, escrivimult perin, culosa crun.
And so we aimed for all of those places with the please do not touch variety.
Et boom! Dégum wesh!
And one day, boom! We hit the target.
Oui, pour y pif son way track arme de roif.
It created a vibration like the explosion of several suns on a motorway.
Qui pulse magnétique envahoué à la conduire à tout tour herbaz.
A magnetic field more vibrant than a multitude of oceans mixed together in a cocktail shaker.
Los colors transparentamente magnuto.
The universe emitted a ray of transparent light.
Un pure pulsation.
Everybody gathered around to watch the results. Some had tears in their eyes.
Oh, yo laissez sentir nos possibles.
I can't tell you how foolish we felt, like real fools.
Qual pago? Balete fue no fuego.
And then everybody left. We looked at each other. They came back later to pick us up, to put us to bed, as we couldn't walk.
Mais que face?
They said nothing.
D'Allemagne. Reichstag. Picknick del Kiss. Leipzig. Achtung, Paris. Achtung, Blala. Corona. Foutrave dans le placard.
The next day, though, we got a serious telling off. It went on all day. We felt really bad. They shouted and shouted how we were the worst of the worst.
Notch, preze jeusej, on petit, größer la pipe.
That night, as I lay crying under the blankets, my grandfather came. He sat, smoking his pipe.
Odonti lui, che memoria duce a plafone, mina picciun petiet, ne dose dandie pero percutate, los dinosaurs.
He spoke calmly. I remember the gentleness in his eyes floating up to the ceiling. Little one, you didn't completely break the rock, but you have killed the dinosaurs.
Homo famos, lo fito, sotopica.
It worked out that our pranks had created men and women.
Brenjan kersawan, randi klush, barushi supa mirabul bish, mahaun mulut khaydi.
A huge party was being prepared. Jumping rope and rebellious hopscotch games were underway. And as I turned my head towards the table, I noticed it.
La binette.
The fork.
Escoyi i javlot, arbalestri i treubeo.
The implement was huge and had apparently been sent from the sky, like a javelin, with the help of a crossbow.
Abdig, a gig, comme
The fork's prongs had pierced the huge thickness of the wooden table and had landed slap bang on a pig that had been nibbling on the scraps there.
El Paulus Cavu.
The impact was a surprise to everybody.
Diskipat frutti babat how.
We had never seen a projectile like this.
Peter, das carbonat bibibov, ze presur biturset.
It was at this moment that hundreds of families threw handfuls of sulfur into the air. This produced lightning above us. Shards of disorganized lights cracked like whips on the clouds.
Maus Pompier, archibald iceberg del azur a fug bling.
An army of firefighters catapulted icebergs into the cosmos, and the whole thing made us dreamy with pleasure. It was at this moment that my friend pinched my arm and pointed to the highlights of the event. We had a guest. A guest who had come from the other side of the plank wall. Even within the memory of a hippopotamus, no one could have conjured up the memory of a party that smells this good. He was a huge giant, although smaller than us, and his name was Rabelais. First name, Francois. He headed straight for the kitchen and taught us some grandmother recipes. Saucepans larger than buses turned upside down were used as giant pâté terrines. He poured tons of boiling water onto trees in order to uncover the roots that snaked away and were gathered up to make soup. So many imaginary recipes entered into our young grandmother memories. And finally, he returned to the war. Despite being very young, my friends and I fell head over heels in love. A cactus in the head, and our hearts sank to the bottom of the sea and lay next to the rocks on the seabed. Right, and now to bed. Tomorrow we will march back into the city, and on Sunday I am burying myself with the little girl giants.
Branco, Jonanish, Litrish, Yen Ave de Nave.
Come and join us for this great adventure.
If we're coming back, or come back? I will. It's a different place.